All right, howdy again, y'all. Sean from KappisCards back with some more new and old and new product again here as we go through and do some more random retail rips here. And these things are kind of, internet hot right now. If you go look at baseball and football card forums and stuff like that, these tins that are at Walmart for 25 bucks, they've got 6 Revolution packs and a parallel card. The thing about them, you can see 1 in 10 have a graded card. And apparently if you go like this, you can hear the graded card. And I don't hear a graded card. Well, I mean, nor do it, anything like that. So we'll find out if it's in there, but I doubt it. This is something I got off Amazon that, I needed to fill out an order. So hadn't opened 21 Chronicles in a while. So what the hell, we'll go ahead and do that. Then I got these Meijer packs again, which the last time I found them, we only found the baseball, first of all, which are up here. And that's where we're going to start with the baseball stuff. But some of them had some hits in them, like, the holiday hits and stuff from the past, the Santa hats and things like that. So we'll see. I thought it was funny that the Score Treat packs found their way in here. Again, MJ Holdings just putting in whatever's laying around and just randomly not selling, sticking into whatever these packs are. So this one, and note as well, these are from the summertime ones, right? This particular one versus now, right? The more modern ones here. And there's Donruss in it too. So we'll check that out, but we'll do the tin last. We'll do these other things first. Let's start with Chronicles, and then we'll go into those Meijer blister packs. This was 17, 18, something like that on Amazon. These things are $5 each at Meijer, right? They all have dollar store pack stuff in it. That thing is 25, that tin. If you're looking for that tin, they've got like a pallet of them, right? They were in the one that I went to up by where I work. It was all the way in the back by the electronics section. So if you're trying to figure out where those are. So let's take a look here. This will be a quick one as well, right? There's only 20 cards in this box to begin with. That pack is thick, so we'll do that one last. Let's do some of these other ones here first. And all these cards will get mixed in. Packs are selling, right? Really picking up here the last few days. I guess we're starting to ramp up into the holiday season. The Dodgers might sell out again here in a few minutes. So you never know the rate I'm going. So the rate these things are going. Trying to get everybody updated back in stock here quick. How about a Garrett Crochet rookie to start? Nice card for the White Sox packs. So we go through and do that. Javi Baez in the gold standard. Still the Cub there. Daniel Lynch. I don't know what team he was on. Kansas City, Daniel Lynch. Here is Marcano for the Padres. And then that is Nick Madrigal, rookie card. So nice start. Nice pack. Cappy is sleeping in the cat tree. One of his cat trees, I should say. He's got 4 or 5 around the house, right? Him and Moo and when Mia was alive. But either way, if I left the door open, hopefully he will jump in and join us at some point. How about an Acuna? Dylan Carlson rookie. That is Tatis Crusade. And Javi Baez against the Javi Baez box with Altuve and the Revolution behind him. Yeah, it's always fun to find something you haven't opened in a while. Something different, at least. How about Cal Ripken in the certified? Another Acuna. Gleyber Torres. I just did the Yankees. I don't have to get in next time around. Casey Mize. I just did the Tigers. That will have to get in next time around. And then Koufax for the Dodgers. I might need to throw together a couple more Dodgers packs. Like I said, they're pretty close to selling out. And hell, they might sell out before I put this up, like I was saying. So there is a thick card in here. Let's see what thick means. Let's do this. Isn't there that one card that's in these? I can't remember what it's called. It's probably just that. Javi Baez, again. It's the problem with Chronicles. Vladdy, Tim Anderson, there's Kershaw, and it's just the Crusader, this thick card here, right? Whatever you want to call it. But Luis Roberts. No patch, no anything like that. So we didn't hit any hits out of that. It's hard to find hits, though, in this Chronicles stuff, right? That's the other, problems with it. You get the Blaster exclusives. You saw the Revolutions and, the parallels and stuff like that with the colors. But, the odds on these things are not, they're not strong. Speaking of long odds, let's see if we can find things that are hits again in the loose cards. So we got some different stuff in there this time. You're always getting a purple. You're always getting Big League. And do we get 6 packs? Yeah, that's what you're supposed to get, 6 packs. And these loose assortment of cards. So these dollar store gravity feed packs. And then this, right? You guaranteed the purple. So there is Mancini. At least it wasn't the Alex Wells experience like last year. And we got some random 23s. I think the other thing, of course, they're doing is just crashing the sets that aren't selling and putting them in, because every once in a while you can find the, ones with the alternate side and stuff like that, the parallel sides. Emmett Sheehan and Jet Williams. It is 23 Chronicles mixed in. So more Chronicles with those. Different. But the odds of finding something in these other than like the silver parallels in Big League are very long. Kelly, LeMahieu, Dozier, India, and Pena. I still like them though. For $5, there's something fun, right? I mean, when it was just junk wax in the middle and beat up junk wax at that, as they were earlier this year, that's kind of crappy. Moreno, right? Got some all-star, or not all-star, MVP votes, what I'm trying to say. Then, of course, Ohtani won unanimously, but Casas, whatever. I'm probably doing the Red Sox next. Martinez, Miller, and Renfroe. Definitely taking me some time because I'm averaging probably about 80, 85 packs per team that I'm putting together right now. So Acuna and Arcia, Garrett, Phillips, Kelly, and Pasquantino rookie debut. That's a nice one. Let's put that down. Let's put the Casas and the Moreno down too, because who knows what we're actually going to find in the rest of these in terms of like hits per se. McClanahan, so here's the silver I was talking about of Contreras, Donaldson, and Lux. Hot Stove League should be picking up. Naylor re-signed, of course, in Seattle, kind of the first domino. See what that does to Alonso's market and some of the other markets that are out there. Gausman, Darvish, who's out next year, and there's Vladdy, but Darvish, Tommy John for Darvish? I believe so. O'Neill, Snell, Trout, and Drury. So I got all these at the local Meijer, actually, believe it or not. Usually doesn't happen that way. So the same packs every time. And that pile is there. And see, we got the parallels this time. There's Laureano in the purple, but we got the factory set Stars design. Turner, Frazier, Bogarts with Sands sticking to them. Blackman, Michaelis, and Volpe in that design. Let's set that down. Conforto and Donovan. So, not bad. Nice to see the parallels. We'd like to see more of that holiday, though. Hard to tell from the sides in these. It's not like you can cheat on some of the other stuff. LeBlanc, Meneses. I guess maybe you can see the side. Can you see that design on the side? Maybe. It looks like something dark in there, I guess. Right? Maybe you can kind of tell. Maybe you got better eyes than me. Probably not hard. I mean, I should be sitting here in my glasses, but like I always joke in class, I never teach in them either. So Hamilton on the back there, rookie. This is Vargas, Odor, Harris, some Brewers for the last team I just did, and Willie Adames shaking his, showering Christian Yelich. Stroman, Hayes, Kim, and Santander. Massey, Stott, Bart, Hernandez. And here we go with Adames again. Strider in the silver parallel. Ooh, that was a big... Why did that jump? My phone has been weird as I've been recording recently. With the background being kind of fuzzy. Let's see if it zooms by itself. It doesn't want to anymore. Ever since I updated iPhones. Maybe I'm doing something. You know anything about iPhones a little more and what I'm doing wrong? Please let me know. Got Mancini again. Are they doing that again with the Orioles? All the Oriole purples we're sticking in the middle. Mancini in the opening day. There's Brent Rooker. Lopez. So some last year's cards this time. And is it really... it's not complete factory set order. Paredes, Outman, Lou Brock, and the Luminance. Going back to another Chronicles box. So this is why I guess we haven't found so many of them recently. Chase Petty sitting around on the shelves because they're all getting broken up into this. That is Cam Collier for the Reds and Jordan Lawler for the D-backs. I mean, I'll take more shots at them here and there as I find them going through. But Glasnow, Skubal, Horner, and Helsley. They're not going to really trade Scooble, are they? Are they? I know both New York teams think that they are, but, you know, WFAN's got to talk about something when the Giants and Jets suck, right? Marte, Kirilloff, Cease, and Ryu. Right, like that. I mean, yeah, I mean, the Giants, what was Scattaboo and all them doing, too, at the WWE the other night? I mean, that's just Cronenworth, Contreras, and Shane Boz. Not that I'm complaining, right? But, you know, as a Cowboys fan, the Giants are free to suck all they want. But you got young talent. Try to give a little leash, perhaps. Say, hey, you're hurt. Maybe you shouldn't be screwing around with WWE wrestlers. Madrigal, Bautista, Carlson, and Garcia. That pack was a pain in the butt for some reason. Stefanik, Rocchio, Weiss. Rookie debut of Mason Miller. We'll take that, set that down, even though he's not an A anymore. Strasburg finally sold the short print of his that I pulled a long time ago. A week or so ago. Went out. Moreno, Smith, Moore. That is Francisco Alvarez, which I already have, but I'm setting that down just because I'm setting down those kind of rookies. So let's go through. Let's open the old one first, and then we'll compare. So chances are, right, we get 3 packs, 2 bonus, so 5 packs total, and then 5 cards. Usually there's Prism type cards in these sorts of things, you know, Prism base. You know, you can see there's an absolute pack. There's going to be a Sage pack, probably a score pack. And I'm getting the other packs are going to be Sage, right? So let's see what it is we go through. Yeah. All right. So as I thought, there's a score pack from last year. So maybe a Daniels rookie or something like that. He's a little down right now. It's not Prism, though, but these other 3 are all Sage. Different years of Sage, too. That's interesting. 22, 23, 24. All high series, too. Odd, but acceptable. $5 I'll pay for, you know, some Sage products. When you start getting above that and some of those old mystery boxes that had a bunch of this in it, that's when you can get pissed off pretty easily at the Sky Moore. I forget what team he's on now. It's Breece Hall. The Jets did not trade him. Calvin Austin of the Steelers and Corral. Here is Mitchell, Xavier Hutchinson, Willis, Anderson, and Trey Palmer. Hemby, Cooper, Taylor, Williams, and Bradley. It's about as exciting as you expect from Sage. We'll get to see it probably 2 more times the same way. But I guess we'll see, right? I mean, they could be slightly different packs, being the newer version. So Sweat, we get an orange, I guess. Reggie Wayne, D. Greenlaw, Mason Smith, rookie in the orange parallel. And Grayson Murphy, as we already saw. Let's look at the cards here that I sit down before and forgot about. Samuel in the Zenith, Matt Ryan as a Colt, Stevenson, Jonathan Taylor's having a hell of a... Jonathan Taylor should be MVP, and, you know, Brown behind him. But, you know, when Daniel Jones is your quarterback and you're still having that kind of year, I know Jones is playing pretty well too, but he's the MVP to me. Which, I mean, his quarterback could have an argument to it too. Cooks, teasing me being backwards here, just rookies. Jalen Hyatt and Tucker Kraft. Maybe he comes back healthy next year with Beckham in a parallel. The lettering's a little different. So let's open the Score a Treat pack. Looks like another absolute pack behind it. And then probably more Sage, of course. Yeah, so you get the 3 cards Score a Treat pack. 23 absolute again. A bunch of Donruss, it looks like. And then Sage. Are they all high packs? That's Artistry. Collector's Edition. High series. And then just the 23 high series. What's Collector's Edition? Extra non-identifiable. Charbonnet, it's the Seahawks, right? Cam Smith, Foskey, McClellan, and Gindorf. As always, when I make the packs there for Etsy, I look up what teams these are, you know, players are on, or they played for, or they went to camp for, or anything like that. Baris, who drafted them. Van Ness is Bryce Young. Not setting anything else down. Corum and Hayner. Yeah, I guess Cappy is just sleeping away. There's Robichaux, Savion Williams, Lynch Adams, Neal, and Tez Johnson. Johnson's playing pretty well for the Bucks. We'll open the score treat, then we'll look at the Donruss pile, and then we'll go into the absolute pack. So these things are always a pain in the butt with there only being 3 cards in them, and they're printed on some pretty flimsy paper. But Hopkins, Dylan Johnson, Titans, and Barry Sanders in the green. So last year's score treat. This year's is still sitting around in some places, at least around me. Would like to see if they would discount it. If they would, I'd buy it. But, if they're going to do it for this, probably explains why. Pardon me. Johnson, A.J. Brown, Cooks, Antonio Gibson, T.Y. Hilton. So another absolute pack here. And then we'll see what's in the Donruss version. So Kid Reporter, Bateman, Akers, and they're all backwards. Trey Tucker's having a pretty good year. Michael Mayer, right, second tight end there, and Tui Pulotu. The Chargers there. What do you think? If you found these at Meijer, would you grab them for $5? Looks like we're going to get the score treat pack again in this one with the Donruss this time. And some more Sage, and it's going to be a pain in the butt pack. I might have to get the knife. But then we'll get into probably the reason why you're all here, right? The clickbaity title that I'll give it and stuff like that. But yeah, it's another score treat with another Donruss. Let's set these here as well. Looks like some absolute cards. Another one of these collector's edition low series. More 2023 and some 2022. Let's look at the cards first this time. Swift, Kamara, Dalton, Garoppolo, and CMC. So a couple of stars at least, but no hits like we found last time. Maybe I found the unicorn last time. It's definitely possible. But finding that holiday in the middle definitely helps of the baseball. Lane, Ross, Corral, Hall, and White. Kuntz, McIntosh, All, McCall, and Ford Wheaton. Let's see here. One more. This is the collector's edition pack. So we got some next levels. LaShawn Williams and Moose Muhammad. Dion Burks. Come on. Frick you, Sage. And Alan Bowman. It's bad enough you get those in those pharmacy boxes. You're going to pack the packs like that too. Yeah, that's why we love you, Sage. God, I hate these packs. Can I do this without cutting the cards? Yeah. Oh, these are not made for old flimsy fingers. There we go. Eric Dickerson. And Penix and Sanders. Penix, of course, hurt right now. He's going to be out for the rest of the year. Hurting his other knee this time, right? He had a couple knee surgeries on I forget which one in college. But kind of sucks to have him, go out for a while. Kid Reporter if you want it. Preston Smith, we got a yellow. Derrick Henry, Christian Watson, yellow press proof. And Joe Alt, another hurt player right now. And Gus Edwards. So, $5 each. That's what you expect, right? Hitting the stuff. And I'll link that other video up here, right, if I remember, to show you the old ones where I hit the Santa hats and stuff like that in the packs, in those things in the middle. So, like I said at the beginning, 6 of these Revolution packs, 1 card is what we expect to see in here. Maybe we'll find the graded card, but I doubt it. Why did I really buy it, though? I wanted the CeeDee Lamb tin. I'm not going to lie. That's going in my Cowboys collection right over here behind me. So, let's find what we get in here. So, hell of a pack job. I mean, they could at least got some packing that would have filled it up and maybe made it a less of a guess if you got the serial numbered card or not. But that's pretty weak. Who did this? Is it just Panini or is it MJ Holdings? Of course it's MJ Holdings. Probably can't read it, but there you go. It's an MJ Holdings product. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packs. Little piece of foam, and I got a Jackson Dart, so that's not awful. Jackson Dart Shockwave rookie card. Let's see if that's up. And since it's already nice and sleeved and everything for me, maybe that'll be an eBay card here pretty soon. Jackson Dart. Can we find anything like that as we go through the rest of this? So there's the fine print. Good luck reading that. 4 cards in each. And we got them going every which way. It's an interesting design, I guess, right? A little squiggly. The colors are kind of odd. David Montgomery, Justin Fields. Shockwave there, or new wave of Micah, still as a Cowboy. That'll wind up in my PC because I still have a Micah PC with Will Howard behind him. So Will Howard, will he play? Or are they going to let Rudolph play if Aaron Rodgers is hurt for a while? Guess we'll find out. Random Leonard Fournette in here. There we go. Interesting throwback, Claire, to not too long ago. Leonard Fournette. This way. Here is Cam Ward, Revolution rookie. We'll take that. Very nice. Stargazing Josh Jacobs. And Trey McBride. Arguably the best tight end in the league, though Brock Bowers would have something to say about that. But, yeah. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Joe Mixon. And the backwards ones here, Ekbuka, right? Emeka Egbuka. We'll put that down too. Nice hit there on the rookies. So at least we're finding some nice rookies. The Riley Leonard. Even though we didn't find any hits per se and anything else. But I got me a tin too. I'm not complaining about that. I like that lunchbox. And if I ever venture into Walmart, because I don't go very often, because as I've said here on the channel many times, the local Walmarts where I live stopped selling cards years ago. So there's no point maybe to go in. Maybe they'll have this palette. I don't know. But I don't go in there for that reason. That is Watson, Mason Graham, and Caleb Williams. Futures, Caleb Williams. That's a random inserts or whatever. These packs are just disintegrating. Rich Gannon, University of Delaware, hello. Kenneth Walker, Kid Reporter, Dylan Sampson, and New Wave Josh Allen. So, one more. We'll call it a video. I do not know what's banging outside. If somebody is, whatever's out there, in fact, the camera microphone even caught it. Corey Dillon, Vic DeCruz. You got to say that name like Mike Francesa does. Terrence Ferguson, rookie, and Calvin Johnson, Gridiron Legacy. Sorry, I was off center there. Gridiron Legacy. That's a neat card. I like that. Always like Calvin Johnson. Always a great player. And had to respect him more so maybe than a lot of other receivers at that time. But it's a fun rip, right? I'm happy to get this. I was happy to actually see these, on the one trip I make into Meijer. I try not to go into those Muncie Meijers very often for a variety of reasons. They're always zoos. But, plus they never have that much. I didn't buy anything else there. Let's just say, enough. But, these Meijer things, like I said, I'll pick them up if I feel like having fun. I probably will pick up the baseball more than the football. Just because, try to avoid some sage and things like that, and see if I get lucky again to find those random Santa hats and things. But everything else, except for maybe this dart, and I'll look up the Cam Ward too, probably will get mixed into my Etsy packs here soon or eventually. Football will be a while. It'll be next year to I do football. But, baseball, like I said, the update is ongoing right now. So check them out. Hopefully Cappy will join us again next time soon, and we'll talk to you then.